We are now live. Hello, hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from, whether live or replay. I thank you for being here with me tonight for another Go Live session. So, again, this is actually part of my Go Live journey in our digital business community, the challenge that I joined in recently. So I don't count the days because I'm planning to do this for as long as I can. So I didn't count the days. It was supposedly 90 days go live challenge, but I didn't took count of the time. So again, if this is the first time that you're seeing me, my face, I'm Ariane, and I am a mom of two young kids, young boys. Been living here in Windsor with my husband and kids, and I used to be an SAP programmer back in the Philippines. That was my job for 12 years until the pandemic came, and that changed our whole life. So we decided to look for greener pastures and apply for the student pathway here. Started here as a student, took up project management, and juggled three part-time jobs alongside with it. So I became a cleaner, concierge, and move-in coordinator. And finished my after finishing my course, I took up the certification exam and passed. And eventually, I landed an IT analyst job here in Canada. And right now, so that's what I'm doing as my day job. And right now, I am also doing this digital business on the side. So I am a proud digital business owner, and I help ambitious, hardworking career parents take back control of their life and have more time with their family by starting a legitimate digital business. So that's me. So tonight, we are going to discuss again one of the topics that I really love, sharing here in my platform because I am such an advocate of personal development and self improvement. And tonight, our topic is improve yourself to change your life and how improving yourself can actually have ripple effects in different aspects of your life. So that's our topic for tonight. Let me just get this ready. One second. Okay. So I've shared who I am, right? But again, I really love to talk about this topic because it has impacted me in such a massive way, such a huge way. So, if you're tuning in right now, I hope that I could give value through my stories and through this quick discussion. And I wish that it would also kind of at least transform your life, at least implement some of these points in your own life. Yeah, I hope you can do that too. So because it has been really transformational for me. Okay, so just something to reflect on before we start. Have you ever felt stuck in one area of your life? You know, whether it's work, relationships, personal growth, what else, spirituality, what whatever aspect of your life. And and have you noticed how it actually spills over to everything else, right? So I've been there too. Most of the time, financial issues, financial problems, really, spills over to everything, everything else, like most aspects of my life, because keeping up the expenses, the family expense with the family expenses, and providing for the family, for your extended family as well. It's kind of draining, right? So if you can relate to that, just stick with me until the end of this video, and I'm going to share with you how can personal development or self-improvement trickle down into those areas, important areas of your life. So, just a quick background. So again, let me just mention this. I have been a reader ever since I was young. So the first series that I finished was the Harry Potter books, all seven books, and one of those books I read for just like two nights. I guess I finished it in 2 nights. So, but when I was younger, I always read on fiction. Yes, fiction books. When I was in high school and in college, I try to look for, the pocket books that are English pocket books, but are like the Cinderella story type of fiction books. So for young adults, right? And then, I only was able to read because this one really took an interest to this one really like tickled my brain, my mind, and made me really interested. So the first book again that I bought was A Secret by Rhonda Byrne, right after college for my first salary. And I really loved it. I didn't even really know that it has a movie with it. So I think I watched the movie after like several years because there was no Netflix back then. Okay. So yeah, so but that was a gradual journey to self-development, to personal development. Because after reading that book, I didn't really implement a lot of the concepts in there. I didn't really had a follow through with other, self-development or self-help books. So I just let it be. But I always have known that the law of attraction works. Even if I'm a big, a big person in faith, and I am a Catholic, I also believe in these universal laws because it's been proven, right? So it's science and it's been proven. So yeah, so that's a big one for me. And then when I went back to my personal development journey in 2017, when I figured that I have to improve myself after, I think this is after I wouldn't want to call it a fail, but after a disappointment, I guess, in my career. After I left this company and joined another company in 2017, I figured I have to improve myself further, and I couldn't get that from that previous company. And so I told myself that I really have to take charge, right? And what I did was, again, the power word that I used during that year was fearless. And that is because I really wanted to get over that fear, because I actually realized then that that was the biggest fear that I have, the speaking, in front of people. I get easily intimidated by higher level colleagues, you know what I mean. So I instantly thought that during that year I'd work on my fear of public speaking, of expressing myself. And so it happened. Every opportunity that I got to improve myself, I took it. I literally like did what I had to do to improve myself. And that was very transformational for me as well. And then the pandemic came, which has been an eye opener for us, eye opener for me because of my grandfather's passing and the immigration journey that started, and also joining a previous group as well. I got hooked in essential oils, and I wouldn't discredit that because that was actually my turning point. Um, the products, the practices really helped me to change my mindset. That was the first point that I got mindset shifts plural. Okay, so I don't want to discredit that experience. And Yeah, so that's what happened during the pandemic, and I knew that a lot of the things that I've learned were um, from that point during the pandemic, and then I applied for the immigration to bring my family here. And again, with all of those experiences, with all of those challenges that I faced in the past years, it all came in handy in that moment when I had to apply for the immigration, and for the student pathway rather, and just continue with the journey up until today. So that's the background. That's what I experienced, and a lot of the learnings that I guess really helped me were from those were from that personal development journey. We're from those self-help books, self-development, personal development, and leadership books that I read. um, and again, the first biggest teacher, that I considered to be my mentor was Bob Proctor. And all of the teachings, it just gave me this new perspective in life that, I realized this is what should I be doing, what I should do in my life. So I started attending like their free webinars in social media, in YouTube and in Facebook. Anyway, they're free, so I didn't have to pay anything, right? But I learned a lot from that, like a lot. And and I am currently committed to continuing that personal development journey because it has been really very helpful in all aspects of my life. So I hope that actually inspired you to do the same because, again, that personal development, self improvement would come from you, like internally from you. And what I'm about to tell you is how it ripples or how it trickles down to other aspects of your life. So, when you improve yourself, when you do personal development, personal improvement, it trickles down into different aspects of your life, and it entirely changes your life as a whole, right? So let's break it down. So the first aspect where self improvement or self development can make an impact in your life is your mindset. It's the very first area, and the one that you should actually change and develop so you can be stronger. You can have a stronger mindset. Because when you work on your mindset, you become more resilient, right? Which actually helps in other aspects of your life, like in your career, in parenting, in your health, and even in handling your day-to-day challenges or tasks, right? So I wanted to share with you this story that I experienced with regards to mindset. So again, when I joined this group during the pandemic, they were the ones who taught me about positive parenting, and I haven't heard of that, before that time those sessions came. And when I saw the very first work, because it's a workshop, and when I saw the workshop, it like instantly changed my mind, my life, my mindset in parenting, because I was able to understand why my parents were like that, why my parents behaved the way they did in their early years, in handling our family, in disciplining us, their kids. So when I understood how their generation behaved, I also understood how I was behaving. So I had this mindset shift, that before, even because in my elder son with my elder son, I still sometimes did um hurt him physically one way or another, right? When he was little, right? Because that's actually what I learned as a discipline from my parents, from my grandparents. And I did that when he was still small, he was still young. So when I did this mindset shift, and practiced positive parenting, I became more careful, more concerned about how my kids would feel or behave. And that is also why I am big with being present with my kids, because my parents didn't have the luxury to do that because they had to work for the family. And now that's what I'm working on. And that's what I'm living in right now. And I'm really very grateful for that, because of the mindset that I had, the mindset shift or the mindset change, I was able to pursue a life of, being at home, being more present with my kids, not hurting them physically, but disciplining them the right way, right? So that's my story about parenting. I hope you got a thing or two from that. And that the next thing where self improvement, personal development can make an impact aside from mindset is relationships. And to continue that story, when I had mindset shift with positive parenting, even if my husband wasn't listening to the workshop, even if he didn't directly like took that workshop, he didn't literally take the workshop, or he didn't listen. Even he was only listening to me, like I was telling him, oh, we should be doing this, like this should be the right way. you know I learned that this is not good, this is not right for kids, because this is the effect, blah blah blah. And then I was just sharing these things to him. And what happened was, gradually there was also, I just noticed that there was also changes in him. He also practiced that positive parenting, maybe consciously or unconsciously, but because I shared it with him, because I had a mindset shift. I also had better relationship with my husband and better relationships with my kids. So that's how it trickled down to my relationship. For my mindset, that's how it trickled down to my relationships. I learned to communicate better. And I have learned as well to set some boundaries with my husband, with my kids, right? And because of that, I also attracted healthier relationships. And I can say, and I am proud to say that we're a family who have been like very open with each other. Like we really share our goals with each other. We share, um, my kids, if they're in trouble, and the first ones that they call are us, and that's something to be proud of because they're not that, like, I mean, friends are important, but they are not that. I mean, the priority is that if they're in trouble, they would call us, and that's how open they are with us. Like sometimes I even get surprised that they share, personal things, even if, like, because they're boys, right? Even if I'm a girl, or even if I'm a woman, even if I'm a mom, right? But it's actually, I'm proud of them, and it's good. It's actually beautiful to see that your kids are, growing in the right way. Like they are like establishing their own discipline as well, their own values as well. So it's a proud moment for us parents, and it wouldn't be possible if we hadn't had that mindset shift, me and my husband, right? So that's how it trickled to our. It's just one of the examples, but there are a lot of healthier relationships that we've attracted ever since we had that mindset shift, or ever since we went on this personal development journey. And so that's mindset and relationships. And the third one is finances. So a lot of us have issues, problems with this, right? And self improvement or self development, actually, when you practice it, when you are in this journey, it helps you, or it makes it easier for you to take risks, because you know it, this is a topic on finances, right? So for example, like this business, like this digital business, starting a new business, this needs to have a mindset. I mean, if you are going to start your own business, you need to have a mindset shift. Why? Because you won't be able to enjoy, you know, or to make yourself successful in a business if you don't have that mindset shift. Because maybe because this happens, maybe you are someone who tries to establish a new business, and you are only after the earnings, right? You're only after the money that it brings, and you're not after the long-term relationships that you're going to create within that business. So in business, we have these relationships with, let's say, if it's traditional, we have these relationships with vendors, with customers, if you have investors, right? We have these different relationships as well. And again, it's not just about the money. It's not just always about the money, right? So self improvement or personal development would help you, like, discern the right way of running your own business, whether it's traditional or digital, and in turn it can change your financial future, right? It helps you discern if you want to take this risk or that one, or this roadmap or that one, in your business or in your life, or in your career, in relation to in relation to improving your finances. So again, it will trickle down to, from your mindset, relationships, your finances. For example, in this digital business, so we are trying to gradually change and improve the people, and that's why we are called mentors here. Mentors, coaches, strategists, because it's not just about the money that we're getting in here. We are developing ourselves we are developing people as much as we are also developing ourselves. So so yeah, it's not just about the money, it's about all of these mindset shift, relationships, and of course we know that the money will come, like, right, the money will follow. So it's gonna be big um next year. And we already have that roadmap in here that we can follow. And we know that it's already proven. So as long as we stay on track, as long as we are doing the same things that these people have done before, who have become successful as well in this digital business, for sure we'll get there, right? So that's the third one, finances. The fourth one, again, I mean, to wrap up those three areas where self-improvement or personal development can make an impact, is the last but not the least is physical and emotional well-being. So when you change these mindset, relationships, when you change your financial future, you also change your physical and emotional well-being. Because again, improving yourself, it's yourself, not others, right? Yourself. It's taking care of your body and your emotions. It boils down to self-love and self-care. And again, if your glass is empty, what can you share? How can you show love to others if you don't love yourself? So you need to fill that cup. That's what we always say here, right? And when that cup is overflowing, if your physical, emotional, mental well being are balanced, are all in good condition, and the cup is overflowing, then you can share those with others as well, right? You can love others more if you love yourself. So, yeah, so when you take care of your body and your emotions, you can actually give more energy for everything else, and everything else will follow, right? So it's not just about um, finances or money. It's not just about cultivating healthy relationships. All of these things, mindset, relationships, finances, even spiritual, right? Spiritual well-being. We all need balance in these areas of our life so that we can become successful. So those are the areas where self-improvement can have ripple effects, right? But let me just remind you, before we wrap this up, let me just remind you that self improvement or personal development is not like business, it's not an overnight success. Again, I told you my story, and it was from 2009. And then I went back to personal development in 2017, but was still slow until the pandemic came, when I had, challenges that became my light bulb moment, my aha moment, my eye opener. And that paved the way for me to go back and again take care of myself more, improve myself, and take on that personal development journey again. So it's not about the changes, just take small intentional steps that add up so that you will eventually notice the change in you. You don't have to leap so big because again, it will lead to burnout. We know that. We've been saying that for a lot of times before. For example, you just read one chapter of a book. If you want to try, reading The Secret as well, or The Magic, or what I always recommend, the miracle morning or the miracle equation, or what else? Think and Grow Rich. Yeah. Just one chapter a day. It will still, even if it's a small gesture, it will still um, make an impact in your life. So there. So if you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed, that's okay, but don't get stuck too for too long because again, I want to repeat the quote that I heard from someone from one of the coaches that we have in this community. If you've been there for 10 years, 10 years and nothing's changing, maybe it's time to reflect what you should change, right? So it doesn't have to be perfect. We all make mistakes, we're humans, but progress over perfection always wins, right? So, just a little reflection. What's one area of your life that you'd like to improve? You can comment down below to engage. And if you are interested, again, to check our digital business, because that's what we work on here, mindset shift. There. So just enter your full name and email address in my website, ariangale.com, and I'll send you more information about our digital business. You just have to watch the free 90-minute info session where it discusses the basics of digital business, and you will hear real people who have had real results in this digital business. And afterwards, you can decide if you will pay the $149 USD to check out, to have a deep dive on what this digital business is really about. All of the details, like the minute details, the how we do it here, how we run the business, what's our compensation structure, how do we really earn, and then you can decide if you want to take it to the next step or not. So if not, then you don't lose anything. You gain from that session. You gain knowledge from that session. So um, you don't lose anything. You can refund the $149 within 30 days. So that's it. Oh, before we end, hi sis Catherine. I hope you already have your voice back. Thank you again for watching. And those are my sisters in the digital business. Yeah. So there. So remember again, when you change yourself, you change your world. And even if it only comes from one person, from you, and you are the foundation of everything in your life. So if you make an action, even the smallest, lightest action to improve yourself, again, that action trickles down to different aspects of your life. And if you want to change your entire life, then maybe I can help you out with that. So just reach out to me, send me a message, and we can discuss how this digital business can help you out. Wala pa rin daw. Wala pa din. Drink sa labat. Labat is a ginger tea in the Philippines. So get well soon, sis. Ayan. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. And I hope you got some value from my stories and from that discussion. If this resonated with you, please don't forget to share this with someone who might need a little boost in their life. And thank you again for watching this, for tuning in with me. I'll see you again in my next live tomorrow. Hopefully, I will be able to do the live tomorrow. So, because it's a weekend again, and it's going to be a very busy weekend because it's only 5 days before Christmas. So, happy holidays, everyone. It's actually the last day of the kids today in school. So, they'll be here for the rest of the year up until again I think first week of January. So there you have it. Thanks so much everyone, and I'll see you again tomorrow in my next live. Bye for now.